There's a moment in every man's life where he starts to wonder, not about attraction in the shallow sense, but something deeper, something quieter. He's talking to her. Maybe they're laughing, maybe they're just sitting in silence. And suddenly, a question slips into his mind. Is she into me, or am I just a placeholder until someone better comes along? You see, real connection doesn't scream. It doesn't flash itself. Real connection in neon lights. It whispers. It shows up in microsignals, barely noticeable, almost invisible. And if you're not grounded, if you're not aware, you'll miss them. Most men do. They look for the obvious. Flirty texts, compliments, touches. And sure, those matter. But by the time those show up, the real decision's already been made. The truth, a woman starts showing signs the moment she feels safe, the moment her guard starts to lower, the moment she begins to care. And when that shift happens, her behavior changes in two specific ways, two subtle patterns that say, without words, I'm drawn to you, I trust you, I see something here. The first is easy to overlook. The second, most men never even recognize it because it hides behind something ordinary. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. So if you've ever found yourself in that moment of doubt, wondering if you're imagining it or if something real is unfolding, this is for you. Welcome to Stoic Paradox, a place where we stop chasing attention and start paying it. In a world where conversations are loud, fast, and shallow, we slow things down, we observe, we listen, not just with our ears, but with our presence, and we decode the signals most people never even notice. Because, let's be honest, no one ever teaches us how to read people. We're taught how to impress them, how to win them, how to say the right thing. But connection, real connection, has nothing to do with performance. It lives in the spaces between the words, in the tone behind the text, in the hesitation before a smile. And when a woman is genuinely into you, she doesn't always say it outright. She doesn't send a grand signal. What she does, if you're paying close enough attention, is shift her energy. Her rhythm changes, her guard softens, her presence leans just a little closer. Most men miss this, not micro moments because they're blind, but because they're distracted, caught up in proving themselves, chasing validation or overthinking every move. But when you're grounded, when you're aware, you begin to see things clearly. You begin to recognize the small, powerful cues that say, I feel safe here, I'm drawn to this feels different. So today we're diving into two of those cues. Subtle, silent signs that a woman is developing something real for you. One is easy to miss unless you're in tune. The other, you'll never look at it the same way again. Sign number 1, she creates micro moments with you. Here's the first subtle sign she's truly into you, and it's one most men overlook completely. She creates what I call micro moments. These are small, barely noticeable extensions of time, quiet attempts to stretch the interaction, to stay in your orbit just a little longer, even if there's no logical reason to. Maybe a doorway conversation is wrapping up, but she asks one more question, even something random. Maybe she brings up a memory from earlier in the day just to re-engage you. Maybe she shares a song, a meme, a quote, something small, something specific, just so there's a reason to stay connected. It won't be dramatic. It won't always be obvious. But what she's really saying is this: I feel good in this space with you, and I don't want it to end yet. Most men rush past this. They're focused on what to say next, how to impress her, or whether they should make a move. And in doing so, they miss the quiet invitation that's already been extended. Because when a woman starts to develop real feelings, not just attraction, but comfort, curiosity, presence, she doesn't need a big reason to talk to you, she just needs a doorway. And these micro moments, they're her way of leaving that door cracked open. It's in the way she slows down at the end of a call. It's in the "what about you" extra message she sends at midnight, not to say anything urgent, but just to reconnect. It's in the subtle "what about you" that pulls you back into the conversation after she could have walked away. These are tests, not in a manipulative way, but in an intuitive one. She's asking without asking, are you present? Are you paying attention? Will you meet me here in this moment? If you rush, you'll miss it. But if you pause, if you hold that space with calm presence, you'll notice these moments start showing up more and more, and that's when you know she's not just passing time with you, she's choosing to stay, even if only for a few more seconds. Sign number 2, she shows you her unfiltered self. Now, let's talk about the second subtle sign that's not only powerful, but it often takes most men by surprise. It's something that happens when a woman starts to feel real trust and genuine attraction. Unfiltered self, she shows you her unfiltered self. And this one is huge. Here's the thing. Early on, everyone's on their best behavior. They're trying to impress. They're showing their polished selves, their ideal image, their put-together version. But when a woman begins to feel truly comfortable with you, when she starts to see you as someone worth sharing a deeper connection with, she begins to let that guard down. And when that happens, something beautiful takes place. She stops filtering herself so much. It might start small. A quirky comment about how she's feeling today, an embarrassing story she usually keeps to herself, or a little laugh that's not perfect or rehearsed. This is the beginning of her showing you the real he. Not the woman she thinks you want to see, but the woman she actually is. And here's why this matters. When a woman lets you see her unfiltered, she's not just letting you into her life, she's letting you into her heart. She's telling you in her own way, I trust you enough to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is often vulnerability, mistaken for weakness in today's world, but in reality, it's one of the strongest things a person can do, to take off the mask, to let someone see their true self with all the flaws and imperfections. That's intimacy, that's connection. And here's the kicker. When she starts doing this, it doesn't mean she's perfect or has it all together. In fact, it might mean the opposite. It could be a small admission of insecurity, a confession that she's struggling with something in her life. Maybe it's something about her past, or a fear she's always had, or even a quirk she's never shared with anyone. She's not expecting you to fix it or offer advice. She's simply showing you that she's comfortable enough to be real. And that's when you know this isn't just a surface-level connection anymore. Because women don't do this with just anyone. They only allow themselves to be unfiltered with the people they feel deeply comfortable with, the people they trust to see them fully, flaws and all, and still want to stay in the room. So when you notice that she's starting to show you the messy, unpolished parts of herself, take it as the highest compliment. She's inviting you to witness her authentic self, and that's something truly rare. Don't take it for granted. But don't just react to it either. Stay present with it. Appreciate it. Let her know without words that you see her exactly as she is, and are you paying attention exactly why you're still here? So, now that you've seen these subtle signs of real connection, let me ask you something. Are you truly paying attention to the moments that matter? The micro moments where she's extending trust, or the little gestures where she's opening herself up? Because here's the truth. The real power in attraction isn't in the big dramatic moments. It's in the quiet ones, the ones that happen when no one else is looking. And if you want to build something real, lasting, and meaningful, it's all about cultivating that awareness, about the power of connection, learning to read between the lines and not just listening to what's being said, but also feeling the spaces in between. This is where the true power of connection lies. And it's not just about understanding others, it's about understanding yourself too. So if you want to dive deeper into these principles, if you want to learn how to be the man who notices the details, who stays grounded in the present moment, subscribe to Stoic Paradox. We don't just talk about relationships here. We talk about emotional mastery, presence, and the kind of wisdom that makes you not just more attractive, but more powerful in every area of your life. This channel is a place for those who are ready to move beyond surface level attraction and dig into something far more real, more meaningful. If that's you, join us on this journey. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on how to sharpen your emotional intelligence, gain deeper insights, and, conclusion, master the art of meaningful connections. I want you to think about something before we wrap up. Every moment you share with someone is an opportunity to grow, not just with them, but within yourself. The more aware you become, the more present you are, the more deeply you will start to understand the people around you. This is how we build stronger, more authentic connections. By staying present, by being mindful of the subtle signals, and by holding space for the truth of the other person. So take a step back, reflect on the relationships in your life right now. How many of them are truly grounded in presence? How many of them are based on something deeper than attract? Ion, if you're not sure, that's okay. That's why we're here, to learn, to grow, and to explore what it really means to connect with the world around us in a more profound way. Thank you for joining me today on the Stoic Path. Stay grounded, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next one where we continue to unravel the art of human connection, one subtle detail at a time.